Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Scorpio for August of 2020. First off, I just want to give out a great big thank you to all those subscribers and certainly those that are returning to my channel. I appreciate your time and attention. I know my readings are longer. And for those that are new to the channel, I'll just give you a quick rundown of how I've laid out the cards. I do use several different decks. I do that intentionally just because I feel that it offers a broader perspective of what's happening for the month, for each month, as well as what's going on with your personal or spiritual mindset. I don't tend to focus too much on the relationship aspects, although I might touch on them. I'll try to go through more of them as time goes on. I prefer to focus more so on the financial aspects just because I feel that's very relevant, especially for right now with COVID and all of those things, very very real in the world anyway, real situation for many of us. Even though things are opening up and things are moving in a more forward direction, it's still good insight, I feel, just to provide a little more detail or a heads up on some of the things that might be coming in. Okay, so for those that are new to the channel, the reading is laid out in what I've done here first off, I guess, would be just to explain here the central cards, basically the Rider-Waite deck. I have some out of view, but I'll bring them forward as the reading goes on. Those generally tend to be the ones that I'm using for finance and career. Everything that's on the periphery is more of a general energy. And I do these a little bit late at night, so if I fumble over my words a little bit, please bear through. It's just, I find sometimes it's a little difficult to find some time to do everything. So anyway, I will get right to it. So first off, just to give you a quick synopsis of what the overall energies were that came through with the cards. I definitely feel, Scorpio, either this is more of a past event and this is sort of the residual, and as I say, these are general readings, so for sure some of you may still be in the throes of all of this and others may be moving out of this energy, but I do feel for the most part most of you will have encountered this energy and are just moving past it. I do still feel there's a residual of the energy, though, that's quite strongly coming through for the month of August. So even though I feel a past event, I still feel that you're dealing with some very heated emotional issue that's left you in maybe a bit of an angry space. But I do feel that you're going through some complete turnover. It was a very painful experience for you, whatever this emotional situation was. I do feel it affected your finances. I do feel that it brought some things to question in terms of your family life or whatever you consider your foundation. There was a lot of confusion around that and certainly some anxiety, and I did feel that you were a lot of uncertainty anyway, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety, maybe even some overindulgence in some areas, again with negative thinking. But definitely there's some blessings coming through here with the reading. You definitely have some extreme endings. And when I say endings, again, it doesn't have to be ending of all relationships and starting fresh. I could also be trying to say here is that this may just be your new mindset in the way that you're approaching people, boundaries around people, or eliminating people. I feel you've actually lost some friends or some people that kind of surprised you, though, for the month of August. Again, this might be more of a residual energy. This may have been from the previous month, but somehow it's still very impactful and coming through for the month of August. I also felt that you had some issues of abandonment, feeling as though a lot of people walked away from you. Again, I felt that was a bit of a surprise to you, that you maybe relied on. But on the upside, I do feel that you're getting some help, but I feel you need to ask for that help. I think that you have some people around you, because there are some other energies coming through here indicating that you will have this help, but you just need to ask for it. So this person or these people may very well be, very much a part of your life, but it's up to you to make the step forward to ask for help, because once you do, I think everything's going to right itself. There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of a hand up, not a hand out. I also feel that for the month of August that you had some issues with, well, first off, I'll say that I feel that even though you're getting some kind of help or assistance, or whether it's insight or just counsel, whatever it is for you for this month, I do feel that you are going to be the person who, I still feel very much that you're a leader, is what I'm getting at. And that even though you are getting this assistance, what you're doing with that assistance is being put forward back into a very productive, you're using it in a productive way, but I also feel that you're acting as a bit of a guiding post for other people. So so again, it's your strength, your ability to go through this challenge with assistance that is actually raising your status, is how I would put it. Okay, so in terms of finances, I do feel that you have some changes. I mean, I think it's more so in the beginning of the month for August. I think that there's either, for those that are working, already employed, whatever, something along that line. I mean, there's job promotion or some kind of increase in the finances for sure. I also felt that there was some issue, but again, a little uncertainty toward the middle and end of the month, where you are still walking away from some issues, but I think it's in regards to toward the end of the month where you actually get this assistance, and then there's some kind of complete changeover that begins for you as far as the end of August. So I feel that you're also strategizing in the month of August, and you're actually very withdrawn, or you're not overly social at this time. I feel that you're still pretty angry, and there's lots of anxiety, and you're still struggling with something, because the Hermit card and the Death card have also both come up here. So, and the World card, these are all endings of cycles, meaning there was a lot that you were going through. With the Fire card and the Phoenix, which is toward the very back here, these are, you're rising out of the some of the issues that you were going through, and with the Fire, lots of intense anger or a lot of emotional energy that's surrounding the issues. So, but again, throughout the month, you're getting lots and lots of intuitive cards that are coming through here. And I'll go through each of the decks as well that I'm using as I pull them forward. But you've got psychic abilities, you've got protection, you've got forgiveness. There was also an energy there, speaking of that forgiveness card, I pulled with the beginning cards here that come up with the Seven of Swords. So I feel this is somebody that maybe took advantage of you, and that surprised you. And I feel that somebody was maybe a little bit greedy, because I see some of the cards down here with the Devil energy and the Six of Pentacles. I feel somebody might have been a little greedy and left you in a bad position, and now you're just trying to self-correct. So again, protected, lots of intuitive energy coming through. And again, you need to ask for assistance to help you through a little bit of this hurdle. It may be in the form of counsel, maybe in the form of finance. Not sure exactly what, it depends really on you yourself, what kind of person you are. I mean, I feel that you're a fairly strong person, and tend to be more independent in the way that you conduct your life. But I feel that in this instance, it will help to lessen your burden. Okay, so I'll get right into the reading itself. But that just gives you, again, a little bit of a quick synopsis. There's for sure a healing journey going on there for you as well, because there's so much introspection. And again, I've got some cards down here that also speak to you being on that journey of trying to heal. So, so first off, I will begin with the Fire and the Phoenix cards. I'll try to pull them forward as we go through here too. But with the Fire card, okay, so the Fire card indicates that there's a lot of emotion going on for you. So let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. So, I mean, as I say, this could touch on some emotional relationship issues, but I feel that this is more of either friendship or partnership, something in business, something along that line. It feels more along that line. I mean, as I say, I mean, these are general readings, and for sure, I mean, it might be coming through for you on more of a personal level for another group of Scorpios, but I just feel for a predominant group here of Scorpios that this is related to friendship or partnership or something that was just really unexpected, that you just weren't anticipating has caused you some issue. But fire is all about as the, oh, and I should quickly mention the deck. This is the Fortune Reading Cards by Sharina Starr, illustrations by Richard Crooks. So again, this card in itself talks about renewal, and again, you've got the Phoenix following it, so they really are tied very closely together. It's all about renewal and purification. So as the forest, burns down all of the, when there's a brush fire, you destroy a lot of the old growth and you make way for the new. And this is really what this card is also stating, is that it's a time for rejuvenation and new growth. So it's time for you to let go of, relationships that were not advantageous to you or left you feeling like you couldn't trust, or putting up some boundaries around these situations until such time that you're actually able to really deal with the issues. I don't feel that when you're in the heat of rage or anxiety that this is a good time to approach somebody to try to resolve it. Sometimes people don't really know why they have done something. It may have been on the surface as a quick resolve for a situation, but at a deeper core, self-preservation is usually a lot of the things that we tend to guard ourselves with, is because we're trying to self-protect. So anyway, again, trying to deal with all those issues right now may not be the best month for that. There's just too much heated emotion, a lot of anxiety, too much confusion, all of that with the moon card and everything else coming through, that I just wouldn't approach all of those issues at this time. So for now, just try to heal yourself and deal with those issues down the road. And some things can't be understood. So again, sometimes you just have to find your own resolve personally. Okay, so this is, again, in terms of personal relationships, again, this could be, doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could very well be, as I say, more of a personal friendship or business partnership, something like that, or somebody that you work with. There was a card that also referenced somebody that you've known for some time. So this is not somebody that's new in your sphere. I feel that this person is somebody that you've known for quite some time that's maybe caused some rift here, or caused you to question their trust, or called into question your trust. Okay, so anyway, this card again can be very self-consuming, self-destructive with all of this anger and worry and grief. I mean, in another instance, it could represent burning passion, but I don't know that I feel it for the majority of Scorpios coming through with this one. I feel that there could very well be, a feeling that other people are walking on eggshells, or that you're walking on eggshells, but there's some kind of communication issues going on, and there's a need for a release of all of that tension and all of those feelings. So in terms of career or money, this is about, a transformation as well, changing something up. You're setting new goals. You've got a lot of drive and more motivation, more ambition, to get something done. And this is the fire behind you, and it would be like the equivalent of the wands in the Rider-Waite deck as well. I mean, you're really going at something to let the past go. Something old that wasn't working out has come to an end, and it's time for you to really go on a journey for personal growth, and it's enormous personal growth because there's so many cards of major arcana cards that relate to that. But again, you're rejuvenating here. You're getting back to a place where you feel you can respect yourself, and as well others are going to follow your lead because of the way that you deal with this situation. So we also have the Phoenix, and with the Phoenix, again, it's like rising from the ashes, and again, these cards really do work well in tandem. It's being prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So you definitely went through something over the course of maybe the month or last couple of months. But for sure, it's still coming into the month of August. So this is the phoenix rising from the ashes, being reborn. So again, there may have been some kind of major crisis or a breakup of a relationship, or an important relationship of some sort, failed business or a project or job loss, anything along those lines, equaling, something that was felt catastrophic for you. Could have even been academic failure or even the death of somebody and certainly that's very possible as well because the death card is prevalent. It's here, and we've also got some other cards with the Four of Swords that are showing up. So, I mean, there's a very strong chance that this is also in relation to that for other Scorpios. But again, general readings. And for sure, I mean, people are of various ages that would be watching watching tarot as well. So because of that, it's just taking that into account that, people work at goals and have different stages of life that become more relevant. So again, for some it may be the end of a job loss and so on, and again that's why I broadly mentioned that it also can be related to a death here because there are some cards that speak to that as well. So anyway, just to let you know that, I mean, some of these energies will also drag on through to other months because these are really strong energies that are coming through for the month of August. So I don't suspect that this is all going to be resolved in the month of August. I think you've got some work to be done that will probably be carrying on throughout the year. Anyway, okay, so with personal relationships, I mean, this is representing power and prosperity in relationships, but I feel, that this is really you having suffered some kind of a loss. So, I mean, it is for sure a time where you're now going to be able to rise from the ashes and start looking for more meaning in relationships, meaningful relationships. You're not going to be wasting time on any failures or things that you don't feel have a future here. So this is also having a strong psychic connection with people in your life. So any existing relationships that you have that, you haven't felt the need to, felt challenged by that you, and when I say challenged by, I mean, there's some good challenges, of course, and then there's some challenges that are regarding distrust. So you really have to weigh that out. I mean, if it's a relationship where you feel you've taken more losses than gains, that may not be a long-term situation that you want to maintain. So that's really what this card is about. It's really about getting rid of relationships that are no longer serving you, and for existing relationships, they will grow stronger. And it's just it's also in terms of finances, you can look forward to positive changes now coming through. And as I said, I feel toward the beginning here of August, probably up until about the middle, I think that you are showing, there is some signs showing that there's some growth on that front in terms of finances improving. And as far as, people, those that are very creative, this is something that is also coming through as maybe even things that you didn't feel or talents you didn't feel that you had are now starting to manifest. They're now starting to come forward because you do have some kind of renewal going on, which usually means you're having to also reinvent yourself on some level. So maybe this is also you emerging with new skills or new talents or developing something new that you didn't think you could do, and you're now actually able to profit from making some money. So let's skip on I'll go into the next deck here. This is actually just sort of a fun deck that I've just brought out. I've had it for a while. I have a lot of decks. I just don't always use them. But this one is, I'm just trying to look for these are the cards here. And this is the Hermit card. They're really large scale cards, but they're great for people that might have some difficulty with, seeing some of the images or whatever. The writing is still a little on the smaller side, but for the most part, they're just a really fun deck. And as I said, sometimes it's just whimsical, something different to try. This is actually, the book is written by Bridget Reed, and the tarot illustrations are by Colin Howard. So it's just called Tarot, this particular deck. But again, the illustrations I find really unique, and it's fairly simple, tarot book as well, but again, larger print. So this is the Hermit card, and of course some of the decks all represent the Hermit a little bit differently, but for the most part it is somebody who is symbolizing a period or a time of withdrawal. This particular card with this deck indicates that this is a teacher or a guide or somebody who is representing enlightenment or coming in to help you and help you to choose an unfamiliar path. So as I said, I feel that you've let go of something that was really painful for you, and you're now starting on a new path that is unfamiliar, and you're learning some new skills along that way, because whether it's coming through as a new job, which I felt with the 7 to 8 of Pentacles as the clarifier, but it is bringing you the 10 of Pentacles down the road, whatever this new path is. So things will start to improve financially for you as time goes on, but for now there's just a start of something there. For the month of August that comes through. So this is the Death card, and of course the Death card is beginnings, endings, that kind of thing. So it's the end of a cycle, and it's usually after the end of a cycle where something's been very painful. And again, you have so many cards of stress and anxiety and all of that I suspect that there may have been even a literal death going on here. If not, it would be on the job front, or loss of a business, or loss of a very significant relationship to you. So this Death card, again, it's unwelcome change, but it does lead to rebirth or changes, which again, brought about by the Phoenix. And with the fire, you're getting rid of all of that old energy, and it's a path of renewal here. So again, with the Death card, you're now looking forward to, you're now in the throes of the change. You're not having to wait for the change. You were in the throes of the change. It's already happened. So I think I'll get right into I think I'll read sorry, just trying to figure out, I pull so many cards just to keep it interesting. This is the Voyager Tarot, and this is actually by James Wanless, and these are the cards here that are coming through with the Voyager Tarot. There is the art card. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is ecstasy. And then we've also got time and space. So really with these cards, I mean, aces are generally speak to new things coming in here as well. Cups are generally related to a lot of our emotions. It can speak to some broader things as well, but again, it's symbolic usually of our feelings and our emotions and all of that. But I'll start with the art card anyway, and then go into, excuse me, the rest of them here. Okay, so this one actually is symbolizing creativity, as can be imagined with the art, the word art on there. But it's creativity can come in the forms of not necessarily creative works in terms of writing or drawing or painting, or I mean, this could be somebody who does brickwork that's just really creative with their brickwork. This is somebody could be, because the reason why I mention that as well is because practicality also came through with this reading. So something about practicality was necessary. Again, doing something different than you normally would do, but practicality is a strong part of that. So, but with the art card again, I still feel that it's creative solutions, I feel, that's coming through with this one. But again, for some it may speak to you on more of an artistic level. But this could represent a Sagittarius, and it doesn't have to be a Sagittarian coming through on the reading, just the qualities of. But for the most part, as I say, this is really about somebody who's working with their hands. And in terms of that creative fiery spirit, it could be just, starting to get ideas and visions, things that are coming from the unconscious to the conscious level, so that you're actually able to express it and put it to work so that it's got an impact in the world. So again, this is about combining some of the old forms, where the old forms were dissolving, you're recombining them and synthesizing old ideas into new ways of doing something. So again, it's sort of that path less traveled, which would explain why your next cup, or the next card, sorry, was the Ace of Cups. So with the Ace of Cups, again, as I mentioned, I mean, it's usually emotions, and for sure this one's representative of ecstasy. I mean, ecstasy, I don't feel in this case, I don't think it's a strong, and I'm not really getting a real strong relationship vibe off of this reading. So when I see the word ecstasy coming up here, I feel that you just had this aha moment. I feel that you've gotten to this point where you're like, you're actually able to express yourself. You've reached some kind of peak with something, and you're actually able to find a way to express it so that you feel like you're, I don't want to say embodying hope, but feeling like you're much more at ease is what I'm going to say. Much more at ease. Like you feel like you're on the right track. Something's opening up there for you. And with the time space card, time space, that one is actually a little different. It's not really a little different card. I believe this one was Judgment, is how this card came up, or was combined, or how do I say, compared. Sorry, I do these late at night. Okay, so with time space, the card is really a comparison card, I would say, to Judgment. So this is really where you've got the death, the judgment, old karmic patterns, and of course you do have the death card in this reading as well, with other tarot cards coming through. So this is definitely symbolizing that you are in some kind of self-evaluation stage. This is where the law of karma, it has come up, and it's showing the sort of the cause and the effect of how we have, how our decisions have played out. This is also about the ability to see, how your past has determined your present, but you're also a futurist. You're a bit of a seer here. So you have the ability to use your visions and your ideas and use those as seeds to alter your perceptions so that you can actually see your way clear through whatever these problems and this difficulty is. And again, you've got some kind of new start for sure coming through for the month of August. You've got that aha moment. You've got that spark that's come back here. So again, this is just, you're finding your own genius by changing your perceptions here with this card. So the next deck will be I think we'll read the numerology deck. This is actually, you've got the cards of timeout and follow your dreams. So with the timeout, again, it was more of that hermit energy where I feel you were pulling back to figure out where you were, what your next move would be. The timeout card is, taking that time out, as I say, from a busy schedule and life's hustle and bustle and that kind of thing, because I feel you're really quite irritable here for the month of August. You're dealing with a lot of anxiety. You might be extra tired, feeling a little unwell, just a lot of stress or a toxic environment around you, a lot of negativity, whether it's caused by you or others around you, but just really heavy emotions coming through for the month of August. So I think it's a good time to pull back, heal, and recharge. And that's what this card is saying. Take a vacation or take some time out just for you, just to revitalize your soul, whether it's getting into nature, taking a walk, just unplugging basically and finding a way to unwind. So again, that's about that renewal as well. You've also got follow your dreams. So again, I feel that you, again, getting kind of a couple of different messages coming through here, because with follow your dreams, I feel for sure some of you may have lost a business here, or a partner that somebody has pulled out, something along that line. But I also feel that for others of you, for other Scorpios, another group of Scorpios, I feel that you are actually moved into a position where you're actually able to grow a little bit here and be promoted, and you can see that there's some kind of advancement, but you still may be working on your dreams. So again, whatever this means to you, as I say, this is still very positive, hopeful, card, obviously, but it is something that's still at the forefront of your mind here about following your dreams. So, time to kind of rid yourself of antiquated ideas of, well, if it failed, I am obviously not successful at it. I mean, that's not today's mindset. Today's mindset is really get back up there, get out there again, because you've already done it once, you can do it again, and it's not just doing it again, you're doing it again in a different way. That is today's mindset, I mean, there's always fear, there's always going to be competition, but it's the life well lived is the one where you just don't stop, because you never really know what's over the next hillside or mountain. So it's letting go of your expectation about where you should be, how it should look, and this is really about just embracing the magic and that mystery. Know that the universe is going to synchronize some opportunities for you going through for the month of October, or sorry, August. I don't know why I keep saying October. Probably because it's getting cooler out. I'm starting to notice a change in the air. But this is really never giving up on your dreams, because there is something that's going to come about for you if you are persistent and you just wait it out, because timing, it's all about perfect timing. Things need to line up. And as I said, I mean, you have the 10 of Pentacles that's coming through here. So if you continue on this journey, this is what's on the other side of it. So it's not you have every reason to continue remaining hopeful. There's nothing in this reading that is indicating that you've lost out. You've lost out maybe a way of doing something, and you may have to reinvent yourself, as I said, but it's still a time for you to continue to grow and expand, and that's what's happening. You're not getting rid of a business or getting rid of a dream or an idea. You're actually reinventing that. You're expanding it and making it better, but you needed to get rid of the old to be able to do that, because a lot of times we get attached to things that are familiar to us, and we don't want to change that mindset. We don't want to change our patterns. It feels secure, it feels like we are in control of our destiny, and we don't want to make changes. And so this is the way the universe clears the path. So we've got a few cards here. This is actually another deck that I'm using. It's Mystical Healing Reading Cards by Ina Segal, or Segal, Segal. So really nice deck too. Larger cards. This is about showing yourself some self-respect. And we also have Unlocking Your Heart. And we've got Listen to Your Guardian Angel. And we also have Access Clear Thinking. So I'll start with the first one here, showing yourself self-respect, because I feel that you are, I don't feel that this is a romantic relationship. Feels like more of a friendship or a partnership or something that dissolved or went bad here. But I still feel there's a level of forgiveness that needs to be dealt with, just because it comes through in a few of the cards here. But anyway, with showing yourself self-respect, this is, again, it's about getting to know your inner self again, getting in touch with yourself. There's lots of energy, doorways that are coming through. The divine is really speaking to you for the month of August. So again, take advantage of those energy doorways. They appear when you need to heal something. They appear when you need to change something. So some months you might have more energy than others. That's an opportunity for you to advance. This energy that I'm getting for the month of August is all about you using the energy to heal and find your own inner strength, because you are using this strength as a role model for other people. So it's important not just to yourself, but to those around you that are watching you go through this. So self-respect requires you to listen to your inner voice, that intuitive side. Be aware of your body and the things that you're ingesting. Again, because the devil energy came through here as well, that also speaks to overindulgences, whether it's, overeating, over drinking, over smoking, or whatever, or a lot of negative thinking, or a lot of inactivity. Could be any of those things or other. But again, it's really about you acknowledging that you have to be good to yourself to be able to move forward. So you got to get strong again. You've got to realize that you are good enough. This is about you beating yourself up here. So you need to realize you are good enough. You've got self-doubt, you've got self-sabotage that, you just have to release that, because it's not only is it not beneficial for you, but when you cling to things like that, it destroys you and those around you, because they also oftentimes, children, for example, can mimic that same behavior when they see you unable to stay strong in the face of a challenge. This this life, I feel, is really, it's the game of life. It's about how do you level up? How do you navigate through life without taking too many losses? And again, when you have divine spirit or guardian angels, and in your case, again, there were cards that came through specifically about guardian angels. So I feel that you actually have someone that has passed on that is specifically with you right now, that's coming through. This isn't just regular, divine spirit that is always there with us. This is actually somebody specific to you that you know, that is watching out for you and protecting you. So let that be your guide. Let that, don't be afraid to ask for assistance from people that have passed on, from those that we care about, because the thing is they're acting out of your best interest. But you need to be specific in what you ask. It's not enough to say, I just need help. You need help with what? Shoelaces, socks on, if it's significant enough for you to, go through the depths of emotion, then it's significant enough for you to ask for a little guidance or assistance, from those that were close to us, because those energies are still around us. So anyway, this is really, again, a time for you to work on yourself, work on your life. Take a look at what you're looking at in the mirror. This is self-reflection here. You want to turn any confusion into self-knowledge. And so that's getting to know yourself. That's also getting to know what makes you tick, what motivates you. It's about you being practical and figuring out all those things again. How do I get myself back on track? What were the things that motivated me in the first place? What was my values, beliefs that, I needed to make this happen. And a lot of times when you see it bigger than yourself, you actually are able to handle it. When we think of it just doing it in terms of self-gratification, it's not usually big enough for us to act on. But when we know we're doing this for the greater good, for the benefit of humanity, or for our families, oftentimes the project becomes more of a heart-based vehicle to achieve something. So with that said, unlock your heart. So this is about pain can cleanse you and bring about profound wisdom. So seeing the pain, letting it go through you, not attaching it to all of your thoughts, realizing it's just a part of the journey, and you've been through lots of other painful experiences throughout your life, and you'll realize that this is just another part of that cycle. So again, this is a card of you being protective, protecting yourself from being hurt, but it's also a card letting you know that you've got a sacred relationship that to yourself that needs to be rebuilt. You need to unlock some of your pain, the sadness, the fear, the rejection, whatever it is for you, however you feel broken and you're not processing those emotions. So you want to find a way to release those emotions without attaching too many thoughts with them. Or if you do attach a thought to it, counter it with something more positive. A lot of times we have to have 15 more positive thoughts for every one negative thought. So you really have to kind of immerse yourself in a whole new way of thinking to lessen the voice, that negative dark place. So again, this is about you opening up your heart, realizing that there is still goodness out there. You can't allow your pride and your hurt and your fear to keep you from finding your greatness. And there's always greatness within us. Again, this was sometimes when we resist change, we have change thrust upon us. in some very significant, impactful way so that we listen. Otherwise, if it's too subtle, we don't change much. Or we may not be changing the right thing. But anyway, this is you being led through the universe, by the universe, to let you know you have to release these things. You have to use your self-knowledge. Find the parts of yourself. It's an opportunity to guide yourself with your strengths, not your weaknesses. Weaknesses are always there, but they're usually more of a heads up to let us know, well, that didn't feel good, so don't go down that path. Or, but you use your strengths to overcome. They're just signals. Those are weak parts of ourselves that we consider weak can be strengths in other areas of our life. So being extremely emotional can be an advantage in one sphere, but not necessarily in another. So this is a time for you to be practical and get to know who you are, what motivates you, and to take a look at some of the things that are supporting you as well, because you do need to get a little bit of help, because your next card was listen to your guardian angel. And as I mentioned earlier, this isn't just spirit coming through. There's somebody very close to you, I feel, that's coming through for you to listen. This is a time where you need to be guided. This is a time where you need to be protected from harm, maybe harm from yourself, as well as harm from others. I still feel there is some kind of shadowy energy there that's coming through, that there is some negativity that's still there about this other person that really let you down, and maybe they're still kind of at it. But what I would say is that you are still protected here. You've got a lot of intuitive guidance coming through, and you're off in a new direction. So this is about you recognizing that you've got possibilities coming through here. You've got help coming through here, and you just need to be kind to yourself, because that'll raise your vibration and you'll be able to get past things so that you access clear thinking. So accessing clear thinking, again, this is a card of just letting you know that you are now on a path where you're developing powers here. You're developing strengths. You are developing, you're able to think deeply about something, and you're actually able to allow yourself that time to connect all of the pieces for this puzzle that was confusing you. I feel prior to the month of August, but again, residual coming through here. But you've got some profound thinking that requires you to answer those questions, and again, about practicality. How much time will this take? How much energy do I have available? When is the most productive time for me to be constructive? What can I focus on today? It's really about asking the important questions so that you can make the important decisions. And it's not jumping to conclusions based on your emotions. You want to look up all your options and your points of view, and you want to find a new way of doing something. When you divide your thinking between everyday, I don't want to say monotony, but everyday steps, and you divide that with spirit, you're actually able to expand your thinking. So you've got multi-dimensional thinking, which will help you to expand. So that's why I say you've got a doorway here with spirit coming through. So it's really important that you take that and you ask for the help. Take that time right now, because you'll get a clearer answer. You'll get more solutions than you would at any other time. So take advantage of that doorway. The next cards, let's see here. I think the next cards that I'll read will actually be the Spellcasters. Spellcasters. This is actually one of the newer decks that I have too, and it's kind of fun actually. I like it. It's a quick type of deck. I'm just trying to look for my cards here. As to who that one was by, sorry. Just trying to figure out who the artist was and all of that with those ones. And strangely, that one has disappeared, so I think I'm going to have to go back to that one. So we'll just get right into these ones. Okay, so this is actually, this deck here is the Gateway Oracle cards, and that is being in the flow. So this one is just pretty straightforward. I am in the flow of the universe. So again, this is really about you just going with the flow, trying not to, to get in your own way, basically. Everything will fall into place. There will be synchronicities. The universe is going to start lining things up for you so that you can move in the direction that you need to. You don't need to really decide an awful lot or plan an awful lot, but you do need to be practical in your actions. So just go with the flow. You don't need to push with a lot of effort here to get through this situation. Just let it go. It's not the right time for you to push, is really what the card's saying here. So whatever obstacles are flowing around you, you just need to know that you're supported and allow it to move past you, move around you. Don't engage with it. So savoring pleasure. So again, I think this is about you trying to heal yourself. I fully embrace bliss in my life. So it's really about you starting to notice that you've got to take that time to experience, life with those around you that are important to you. But again, it's still about practicality. So I feel that, maybe you're just, again, it's also about healing, savoring pleasure. So it's about healing, spending time with people that heal you, people that make you feel good, people that help you to find your own inner strength again. Because I feel, like I said, you're going through something where I don't feel you need to do that alone. It's always involving other people, involving your friendships, and it's okay to be not working on it by yourself. But you are embarking on a new adventure because there's a lot of, again, end cycles coming through with this reading. So when you're embarking on a new adventure, you've got new frontiers. It's a period of expansion. You're getting out of self-imposed limitations. This is about you going off to do new things. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. So again, there's something new that's coming through here that you haven't really explored before. And definitely it is entailing you to, it's requiring you to not be stagnant, not to do something that was mundane and boring. You're being practical, but it's a practicality that is forcing you to step out of your comfort zone. So it's something that you, again, haven't done before. So it's going beyond your boundaries, stepping out of character to embrace this new adventure, this new plan. Okay, so sorry, just trying to figure out what I did. Ah, there it is. Okay, so this is actually the spell casting oracle cards, and these are by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Meiklejohn Free. Artwork is by Lisbeth Cheever Gesseman. So this is a beautiful deck, and I really like them. The cardstock is pretty hardy too, and they're really nice. Not a lot of sheen or anything like that. Sometimes I like the sheen, but this is just a different deck. So you've got protection, psychic abilities, and again, forgiveness. So all the things that are really just being repeated in the cards here from all of the decks. With psychic abilities, clearly you have some intuitive inklings coming through here. Spirit is trying to speak to you. You also, again, have some kind of relative that is passed on that is trying to, or friend, or somebody, it was a really strong, impactful relationship. Somebody's trying to guide you through whatever these issues are. But it's a great shift in your personal energy. So what you once found stable, attractive, appealing, no longer is appealing to you. You're developing a sensitivity here as well. You're deciding to live in your truth, and you are now, you're just trusting more so in the divine and where you're being led. So the next card here is the card of protection. So again, as I mentioned before, I really feel that you're being protected by spirit, as well as a specific guide of some sort, somebody that you've known. And this is, again, you retreating, and you're just, there is some reason for the retreat. Obviously there's danger that was out there, or some kind of misguided individual that caused you some upset, or caused some kind of confusion or difficulty around you. But this is shielding you from any further harsh energy. Your sensitivity is increasing. You're opening up to these higher vibrations. And because of that, that's what's drawing in more protection. That's where you're getting your guidance from. That's where you're able to assess situations on a broader scale so that you don't walk right into more problematic situations. You also have forgiveness. So, again, whoever this person was that hurt you, and I feel it is somebody you've known for some time, you're setting yourself free from this hurt. So, again, forgiving yourself. If you can't forgive the other person at this time, you need to forgive yourself and get over the hurt, the anger, the betrayal, and let it go. Because once you're able to, to realize that this person isn't worth your time, and it was a situation that you needed to see them for who they truly were before things became even more entwined in your life and you took greater losses, you really need to realize that you're wounded. The wounds and the injury that you experienced, from their bad behavior is not healthy enough for you to throw yourself into some kind of prison of resentment. So, because that will cause you emotional distress, and for sure you're going to have a lot more restrictions and you're going to have a lot more detachments and a lot more limitations if you try to hang on to that pain. So you have to find a way to make peace with that pain and to move on. And again, it's remembering your strengths. It's drawing it out on a piece of paper. This is how I feel, and this is my strength, and this is where these were the values and the beliefs that were important to me, to move in the first place on these things. So you want to get back to that. You want to get back onto why you were doing the things that you do. Why did you build your business? Why did you enjoy your job, the work that you were doing? What were the things that you want to maintain or bring back into your life? And again, it can be in new ways. I mean, that's the whole point of life, is to reinvent yourself, recreate, redesign. As technology changes, we still need to be doing all of those things anyway. We need to be reinventing, recreating. We're never staying the same. We're always changing. We're always evolving. So the next card is actually the Sacred Awakening deck, and this is Fear and Earth Galaxy. So this is actually by Sarah Esther Felix, and again, this is Sacred Awakening Lemurian Temple series. So I'll start with the Earth Galaxy. This is really about, with our increasingly chaotic times, it's just important to be conscious of what's going on around you, energetically and physically. So this is, again, being aware of your physical body, because I think that you do have some healing to go through, as well as your mental state, and just being aware of where your energy goes. Are you putting a lot of your energy out onto negative thoughts, or are you going to put this into, patterns of successful thinking? And when I say successful thinking, I mean that could be successful thinking with your personal relationships, your friendships, or whatever. It doesn't have to be money, but because I tend to focus on that more so for these readings, I would say you want to get right back on track, because you did have the card of follow your dreams. So clearly, whatever this is, it's related around that. So again, this is a card about being grounded and stabilized, and you're able to, sidestep any challenging energy. So you're able to see dishonesty, anything that is misinformation, anything that isn't going to be healthy for you. You're now getting a broader understanding of what's going on. Things have been exposed to you, so there's nothing that you really need to fear. The fear is, I feel, as I said, where you've already gone through this. This is where you had some devastating emotions. You're suffering in that poor me victimhood. This is about those shadowy thoughts that spin around in your head, circular, futile, running down the road kind of cycles, round and round. Nothing's ever really coming of the mindset. You're just dwelling. You're stuck. So I feel you're coming out of this. But again, I think there was a real heavy energy there that impacted you for prior to the month of August, but again, it's coming through in August as well. So the next cards will be, we'll do the Earth Magic cards, and the Earth Magic Oracle cards are Stephen D. Farmer. So you've got blessings that are coming through, you've got Stone People, Vigilance, and you've got Island Solitude, as well as autumnal equinox release. So anyway, and based on that as well, I'm going to say that I feel that something is coming through by August, or for fall, that this is a very significant time for you to do some, not just dramatic healing on a personal level, but I feel it is a time where you're actually going to see some rapid growth through the fall months here. So I feel that there's going to be something really significant that's coming through, that will be life changing for you throughout this whole fall period. Whatever work you're doing through the period of fall, is going to make a huge difference in your life. You do have blessings that are coming through here. So this is about a collaboration. And again, I did feel that there was a collaboration. You'd be working with other people, and you do need to ask for the help, because you do also have the card of the Three of Pentacles, that speaks to that. And with the Rainbow card, this is about, perceiving help. It symbolizes a lot of things, but it's also about perceiving help coming through. You're starting to see things, where there is some good luck, where there is some abundance, where there is a more positive path here. So you're blending all of that together so that you can actually create some kind of meaningful insight, so that you can move forward. So it's about appreciating friends or family or things that are very important to you, after a really after a period of a storm, has passed. So, and again, that was a difficult time for you, but you're now starting to see the brighter side of things. And although it might be a little slow moving, it's still coming through. So you also had the Stone People, and that was Vigilance. So Stone People, this one is really about you leaving the remnants of the difficulties behind. You're finding your power, you're sort of reshaping, or changing your perspective, you're reshaping how you're viewing things so that you can move forward here. This is about practicing strength. And as I mentioned earlier, I feel that you have a lot of people that are watching you, so it's important that you actually practice this strength. How you handle this situation is making you a leader. You need to stand tall. You need to be able to carve out an impression, where you are seen as an ancient, strong stone. I guess maybe stone may be a little bit too rigid of a, because you've also got a card of flexibility that came through here, but you need to be seen as someone who is, standing strong, showing up, doing what's, facing your whatever's presented to you. You're facing the difficulties. You're just in a period where you're following your gut feelings here. You're again following through with insights and things that Spirit is giving to you and synchronizing so that you can actually enhance your life and move things forward. You also had the card of Solitude, and again, really the equivalent of the Hermit in many ways, but with Solitude, it's just that period of pulling back, and again, it's just regrouping. It's finding that time to heal and change your perceptions, and just you're trying to find your own inner light here, your own inner strength, and just reminding yourself of, that you haven't lost everything. The strength inside you built up, the good things that you did have in your life, and that's why it still remains there. It remains there to build up again, but you're doing it in a different way now. So you are maybe in isolation to a certain extent, But at the same time, at the same token, you're nourishing yourself here. So maybe you're doing some reading, maybe you're doing some research, maybe you're putting yourself out online. But maybe there's some kind of barriers here that you're passing through, and these are self-constructed barriers. These are things that you're getting past, that you're releasing. So again, I feel they're probably closer to the end of the month because I see so many of the other cards that speak to that release. And again, with autumnal, autumn, autumnal. I don't know why I can't pronounce that. Equinox release. But anyway, again, I still feel autumn is really a significant time for you. I think this is where you're going to have a lot of things open up to you. It is a time of renewal, 100%. And I believe that you're preparing for things as you move into the winter here. You're getting ready to grow and expand and rebuild. This is a time of you behaving in a gradual, steady way, and you're also doing it in a way that you're releasing the old, but you're also igniting fires at the same time. So it's really about you moving to the next cycle of your life. So there's a lot of energy, new flow that's coming through here once you release all of that heavy energy. Okay, so next cards will be... All right, so the next ones I'll read will be the Wisdom of the Oracle cards. And those are by Colette Baron Reed. And these are... You've got 3 of them here. So we've got Orphaned, we've also got Flexible, and we've got New Life. And again, there's so much repeat in all of these cards. It's pretty clear on where you're headed. So again, we'll start with Orphaned. I mean, obviously it's a card of you feeling abandonment, a sense of loss, may have lost some sense of your own identity. If it was a business that you lost, then, oftentimes we identify ourselves with our accomplishments, whether it's education or otherwise. And if we failed a class or we failed, a period in our lives, we then feel, well, then who are we? Then we must be a failure. But that's not the case. What happens is when we have to shift to become aligned with who this person is. And a lot of times we need to, it's a refocus card is what it is. So it's not about all of your inadequacies, because I feel sometimes when something hasn't been worked on, you could see it as an inadequacy in that moment, but in actual fact, that very same thing that's considered fragile or inadequate becomes your strength. So when, for example, if you're really sensitive and overreactive, it can also be, that can be harmful to you in maybe a work sphere or whatever, but it can also be to your advantage in the grander scope of things, because you're also going to be much more in tune to how other people perceive you, and as well how you can get the best out of them, how you can make something work to your advantage. So that extra sensitivity can actually make you more compassionate. It can also make you more expansive, more open to new things, new adventures. So again, that's just an example, but again, I feel that you can't look at what you consider failures as failures, because it's really tweaking you. It's tweaking you. It's telling you that you need a little bit more in this direction or a little bit more in this direction. So that, and again, if it's something outside of your control, like a person that's come into your life that, took money from you or took over your business or did something that was really shady around you, the point is that some things are beyond your control that you're not going to be able to micromanage or foresee, but you can learn from those situations when it's in relation to other people. but you can only be the best person you can be anyway, as they say. So really, this is, again, sense of loss, you going through some kind of identity crisis and recognizing that you don't fit in, you don't belong where you thought you belonged, because of that, you're feeling uncertainty about your place in life and where you're headed. But again, it's not that you don't fit that particular group, because I mean, I'm just going to stay on the business front here, but if it is a business, people that a lot of times, and I hear this a lot of times, once a person loses a business, they lose certain friends that also are business owners, because nobody wants to be associated with something they feel is going to put them in a position of having to help out or something like that, or threatens them on some level. But you have to remember that this is only a temporary situation. You want the real people around you, because if you've got people around you in business that weren't really there for you, or weren't really going to be supportive, and they were going to level up on and look for an opportunity in your loss, that's not where you want to be either. You want to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are supportive, people that are still, it can be in a business sphere as well, but you want it to be more of a stronger front. So anyway, this is just the message that's coming through, that there was a lot of loss, and you were actually meant to have connections with people that, are aligned with you. So that's why these people have fallen away, because you are going to connect with people in society or culture at large. You're not an island. No man is an island. This is you having to recognize that you're a part of things, and yet separate from. And this is intrinsic to your well-being. You have to realize that, and able to be true to your core truths and values, you have to make sure that you're not identifying with the wrong people. You want to be able to identify with a group or community that is, as I said, supportive and in line with your values and your belief systems, or your truths, things that are integral to your being, that you don't feel you can compromise. This is the community you want to belong to. And so you need to seek those people out. And a lot of times they find you as well, right? Once your energy is raised to a certain point, those doors start to open. And that's what's going to happen here with this new situation. You're going to find that through all this deep sense of loss or confusion, that this need to belong is going to manifest in a different way. You're going to see that you're letting go of that pressure to fit in, and not everybody's going to understand you, but it is a time for you to move on and be true to yourself. You're not there for show. You're really there to commit to your own personal growth and support yourself. And by being overly disappointed by others or hurt by others, and feeling that you're not getting what you deserve, that takes away from your integrity. Your integrity. So you want to drift away from those kinds of relationships. You want to be on a journey where you've got personal growth, not where you're trying to fit in and limit yourself. So again, you want to find people that are on the same wavelength, values, beliefs, your personal truths, something where you feel that there's a place of safety and belonging. So don't compromise yourself, because it won't be worth the price, is what this card's message is. You can't be all things to all people. You're not going to be popular with everyone. So better to be on your mission, be clear about what your mission is, your brand, your work persona, whatever it is. And, just make sure that you're authentic to yourself, and that and in doing so, you will attract abundance. People will see you as a leader. People will realize that, you're strong, and they will be, those that were meant to be there will gravitate back. So you will not be abandoned by the world here, is what this card is saying. You can connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your own patterns, and you don't try to interrupt them by trying to fit in. So this card is about being flexible, and of course, it's important to be teachable. It's important to be open-minded and adaptable. Again, without compromising what's important here. you want to make sure that your feet are still planted on the ground, and that you are grounded, and that you actually are building something that has a strong foundation. So again, to be flexible, there's some kind of old adage about a tree, oak tree, how it's rooted in the ground, but when the wind comes, it blows all of the branches around, but it's still so strongly rooted in the ground. And that's how you want to be. You want to be supple and secure, and you don't want to you want to know, you don't want to lose your sense of core values here. So how do you need to show up in the now, basically? You want to be you want to be willing to learn new things here. You want to be grounded in who you are. You want to use common sense here. You want to have an open mind. You want to stay aware, and you also want to be flexible here too. So it is, even in terms of relationships, you still want to be learning new things and going through new experiences, because that makes you more diverse. It also makes you willing to compromise, and in the right ways, happy compromise. But it also means that you're actually able to release old patterns and ideas and things that were blocking you, or that will eventually block you. So again, flexibility, really important. So in terms of prosperity, this is also a card that's letting you know that you've got, or will have, a clear vision for the future, and you're actually going to be able to manifest something, and you know what it looks like. You're starting to see it through the month of August. You know what it looks like, and so you can relax and open up to other possibilities here. It could come in the form of a new job, which I did feel was a part of that for some of you. But it's, again, reminding yourself that you can manifest this. You just need to bend a little. Don't be too rigid. Be practical, but don't be rigid. Loosen up. Make sure that you've got an open mind, open heart, and it's an easier approach as well. And I know because you're guarded, because you took some kind of a hit by somebody, in metaphorically, that's a little more difficult, but you want to try to find a way to meet in the middle. Okay, on to the new life. So new life is all about the birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, and it's again renewing yourself, which was all that came through with the beginning cards with fire and phoenix, and again with the death card as well. So this is really about you embracing that excitement that you're starting to feel, probably again toward the end of the month. Even though I do feel you're starting some new things toward the beginning of August, but I feel toward the end of the month is really when you start to really open up more. But this is, things are full of promise here. This is about miracles coming through, synchronicities from the universe, and again, it's coming through with dreams and opportunities, that things that inspire you. You've got new ideas coming through on that front for those dreams, and that will create new opportunities for you. You've got renewed energy coming through here. You've got new enthusiasm. This is about you, with where the light is now being shone, so that you actually can see that there is some good fortune ahead for you. So again, even in terms of relationships, it's new energy that's coming through, and it's just overall good feeling, excitement, passion, all of that, and partnership of all forms that's starting to become abundant. And of course, you do have repeated messages on that, with that abundance and opportunities, new life, new projects, new work, creative ideas, anything that has some kind of exciting potential to you, because you are getting, it's a fortunate message. It's letting you know that you just have to allow it. You just have to allow that opening, that new learning to come through, and then life will open up for you. So again, it's like the equivalent of the pages coming through with the Rider-Waite deck. It's something that is still in the beginning stages, but it's news messages to let you know that that energy is there to take advantage of. Okay, so this one is actually the Energy Oracle cards, Sandra and Taylor. So you've got the Sun, and you've also got Strategy, and you've got Door to Spirit. So again, much of the same messages coming through. Being practical, taking a strategic approach here. You've got intuitive guidance here, and you've also got the Sun, which is an optimistic card that you're moving ahead. So we'll start with the Sun card. So again, that's just about new beginnings and creativity and all of that. it's about those blessings coming through. So something is going to start to come through for the month of August. You're going to start to see that there's some forward motion here for you. You've got some kind of opportunities opening up because you had the Ace of Cups as well. So something is opening up. Something is coming through. Yes, it's creativity, but I also feel it's about you being creative with your solutions. And it could even be, this card actually represents, with this particular deck anyway, it also represents writing. So maybe there's something that's coming through with writing or publication, or just that birth of the new you, but you're putting your time and your energy into expressing your own truth and putting it towards your vision here. So this is about you creating the future that you want to create. So then, as I said, strategy is coming into play here. So this is obviously about you putting one foot in front of the other. You're coming up with plans, practical solutions. This is about you being optimistic, but you're also taking advantage of setting up a specific strategy towards your goals. So this is about that potential change. So it's making sure to consider any course that has potential change here. Again, it's a doorway. It's your action will be the determining factor, but the energy doorway is there, that there is some kind of opportunity coming through for you that you can choose to take. So it's also making, drawing attention to some of your short-term goals that are needed to be structured out here, that go toward your long-term goal reality. So there's some short-term goals that you need to put down on paper, enable for the bigger goal to become a reality. So just to spend the time setting those things in order with this card. So it's thought to action. Thought to action. Don't forget that, thought to action. Because spirit is energy. And that isn't action. Spirit is the doorway. It's the insight. It is the energy that helps you to see where you can look to find opportunity. And it's up to you to put the action in place to make it manifest in the earthly world. So again, this is it's the door that opens to that expansive energetic realm. It's new beginnings here. You've got orbs of light that are coming through in the image here, and that actually talks about a deeper understanding of your eternal identity. So there's some kind of value and power in you, and some self-recognition, some kind of awakening that's coming through here, where you're actually starting to realize your own power, your own deep connection with the spirit world, and for sure inspiration that's coming through. You're now realizing who you are. You're now starting to find out the power of your true identity. That's what's happening here. So that means you're going to step into the right place at the right time with the right mindset. That's a synchronicity. That's lining everything up. So we also have we've also got the Enchanted Map cards, and that's by Colette Baron Reed. So we've got Rescue as well as Follow the Leader. So, okay, so we'll start with Rescue. Rescue is rescuing yourself. So this is really about letting you know that you're safe and secure. You're free to be yourself here. So, it's about asking for help isn't easy. You still need to do that to expand your life. You're still being told that you need to try to find a way around navigate through some of these difficulties, but it's fine. If you find yourself troubled, you just have to ask for help. That's what it's saying. Just ask for help. There is safety. There's no need to fear with this card, because you do have someone around you. And again, I suspect it's this one here, the King of Cups that's coming through in the reading. I think there's somebody you've known for some time that's coming through here that you can ask for this guidance. But that's what the card of rescue is getting that help. So you also have the Follow the Leader card, and this is about, every life is a teaching tool for others. So when you're authentic, you live in your truth, you live, within your promise to yourself to follow your own beliefs, and again, being authentic, not trying to merge within a group of people because you want to belong. This is, again, being authentic. This is about you leading others because you're leading yourself in the same way, authentically. So your wisdom, you've earned some wisdom through all these pains, and that wisdom is a bravery that you have faced these battles with. So it's important that you take those battles that you've won and lost, you use that wisdom to find new places, to discover new places, and to be of service to others. So whatever suffering that you've gone through, as I said, there's something about you shedding light on it. By you shedding light on yourself and going into those deep places, you're also able to become a leader for other people. That's what's happening here. That's the other message, is that they're character accomplishments, the things that you've gone through, and the way in which you're turning it around. You're turning it around so that you have more to offer. That's part of your character. Those are character accomplishments. So we are now moving into the wisdom of the hidden realms. Every time I light this one, it doesn't seem to want to. We'll try again. Okay, so wisdom of the hidden realms. I did pull 3 cards on this one. So we've got Well Watcher, which is wisdom, power of the divine. And then we've got the Camel Boy, small steps and asking for help. And we've got the Chess Queen, trust and strategizing. Again, lots of repeats here. So we'll start with the Well Watcher. And again, that's coming through with the same message that you've got divine power. You've got somebody that's looking out for you. You've got spirit coming through here as well. But this is about, it's signaling the need to trust that source, to trust that divine power. Because you've got something you're being aligned with here, and it's coming through as a miracle for the month of August. Something that's going to be very advantageous to you, that you need, is going to be recognized from that small voice within, that the divine is guiding you here. So you also have the Camel Boy. And again, with the Camel Boy, this is actually one about taking the small steps, and again, still asking for help. So, you need to go forward. You need to ask somebody, a wiser person, to give you advice on how to move forward out of this situation that you're in. And again, if it's information that you're getting about a former partner, something that weighs in your favor, whatever it is, it's a synchronicity that's being engaged here. So it's you being enlightened with some new information that's coming through. You're getting something that's coming through. You're going to learn something that's going to help you. So then we also have the Chess Queen, and then you're going to use that as a strategy. You've got all the tools that you need to move ahead with this purpose and into this prosperity and into this new vision. And now it's just a matter of you having it. It's just the universe is going to have it unfold, but it's up to you to trust and make sure that you've implemented enough of a strategy that's being given to you so that the goal can manifest. So it's in alignment with your plans, which the divine is, of course, orchestrating. But again, this is still you winning the game. So long as you choose your moves based on some strategy, some insight from spirit, you're getting those inspired messages, and so you can't lose. So you're definitely regaining traction again here. So everything's going to turn around now. And again, all the insights, everything's coming through for the month of August. You're getting some kind of blessings. You're getting information that's going to help you to turn it all around. You're getting help that's going to turn it around. Everything is going to shift now. So I'll give you the advice cards here as well. So the advice cards that come through with the Archangel is, we've got strength. So you need to stand in your own power, strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. You also have the Queen of Gabriel. So again, this is a person that's coming through, passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. Again, lots of help. You need to ask. You've got the High Priestess, which is generally an abundance card, and this is powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information, so to be at peace. You've also got the Queen of Michael, and that's you know exactly what you need to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. So it's brilliance, self-reliant, insightful, humorous as a character. And then we've got Ace of Michael. Ace is again about new opportunities, things, new starts, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So if we were to start off with the Strength card, this is really again, just in short, it's about, strength and compassion, kindness, understanding, some kind of a gift coming through for you, but showing gentleness towards yourself as well. And you want to make sure that you stay strong in the face of any challenges. So in doing so, you want to make sure that you're also exercising patience and self-control and using that inner strength, because again, you have eyes watching you. So be confident, because you're definitely some kind of a leader for other people. People are definitely watching you. You've got the Queen of Gabriel coming through. Again, this could be a person. If it is in reference to a situation, then it is about you doing anything right now, and that, you, even though you don't fully see how it's going to manifest in the world, it's still time for you to believe in yourself, and you'll attract the people that you need. If it is in regards to a person, whether it's you or someone else is coming through, this could be a very charming person. This is somebody who's able to balance things in their life and, does things from a graceful, passionate way. Very independent person. Somebody who's very popular and busy and confident and really draws attention. So to themselves. But it's, again, following through so that you can receive is what's happening with that card. And it's also a card of excellent health. You also have the High Priestess card. And as I mentioned earlier, High Priestess, this is really about, that higher knowledge, secret knowledge, things that are answers you seek are within yourself. And again, it's anything emotional. Those situations are providing great insight for you now. So you can trust you can trust yourself. You've got confidence, because that's intuitively being gifted to you. But it's about you holding the keys to your own situations, your own dilemma. But this is you being enlightened here. Things will unfold perfectly, so not to worry. You also have the Queen of Michael, and as I mentioned, this is could be in terms of a situation. It's about knowing, you know what to do. You've already gone through a lot of past situations here, so it's just a matter of rebuilding things. Do it with humor and realize that you have the ability to accomplish it. And certainly, it's a time for advancing your career. And again, not so much on the romantic relationship front, which I felt from the onset that this was really more about some friendship or something that somebody had disappointed you on that level. But if it is a person, it would represent somebody who's brilliant, good sense of humor, perceptive, might be a little bit older. Usually with queens, these are authoritative positions, and certainly people that, with queens, they're more internal in the way that they lead, and kings are more external in the way that they lead. But it's somebody who, again, is cool and calm and collected, that kind of thing. Faithful friend, wise counsel. So that could be the person that you're asking for assistance from as well. But I suspect it's the King of Cups. But either way, you also have the Ace of Raphael, and again, that's all about changes, things starting up, beginning of a new phase, and positive emotional experience. If it is in relation to a relationship, it would speak to a renewed romance within your current relationship, or falling in love, or deepening a relationship with a friend or a new friend. But somehow it's getting into a deeper connection if it's on the relationship front. But it is also a time for profound spiritual insights. And again, it's a gift coming through from someone. whether it's spirit or not, but you're finding out information. You're finding out something that is going to work in your favor. Okay, so before I get right to the last cards here with the financial spread, I'm just going to quickly go through the last two here. So we're talking about wholeness and journey. And so with so with journey, we'll start with that one. That one's all about communication. So this is about a reunion. It can be about a reconcile between, two elements, you and somebody else, but it's the ultimate reunion. So it's really about addressing and it can also be a reunion with yourself, finding that teacher within and being okay to wait out, pause before moving ahead here. Because you want to be able to remove resistance, your own resistances and your own obstructions, anything that is in the way of you trying to make it happen. So all of those obstructions, they're all coming clear. The way is becoming clear when you've received the journey card. So it's also about being mindful again about regulating any excesses in your life. So that also spoke to devil card energy was coming through at the end. Could be a Cancer that's coming through in the reading as well. But again, this was something that is not about strength in numbers. It's about an individual journey here. So it's you looking after yourself, not doing anything to excess your healing. And again, you're no longer being burdened by the things that were previous obstacles. You're leaving that behind, and you're moving into a place of wholeness. So this is again where you've been seeking this wholeness. You've been on this spiritual warrior quest, and you're striving to move into an authentic place of actuality. And this is again often expressed in a creative way. And again, it could be creative in your solutions and the way that you deal with your life. But it is a life force. It's a regenerative force. Once you reach this period of wholeness. So, you're present, you may withdraw, as I said, even with this card, before you're retreating, before you press on, but it is still a card of great strength. So it's just you're doing an inner voyage to be able to center and balance yourself, and you're moving into your own power. And the next cards will be the final end here, which is the financial read. So again, not leaps and bounds that I'm noticing here, although I do feel at the beginning of the month you are experiencing some kind of, you're building on something here anyway, because with the Pentacles, you've got the Seven of Pentacles and you also have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is usually representing something that's a little more repetitive in nature, but it's definitely a growth. I did feel that there was, I don't know if this is a person that was kind of standing between you and those earnings, but you might have been dissatisfied. For some, it may be that you were dissatisfied with your progress here and you've got some anxiety over it, about a business or a financial state, and you wanted things to be much more successful than they were, and that's why there's that obstacle in the way here of the person. But your financial situation, I feel, is still good. Good news is coming in. You've got a new way to view your situation, which is going to create some security for you. There's something that's still coming through that is going to be to your advantage. So again, it could be a new possession, new gift of some sort. Somebody's going to help you out with that. But there's definitely something that's coming through there in the beginning of the month. But again, I still feel that you're still working on something here. The money is still there. It could be a new job, new skill, something new along that line that's coming through. But for sure, with the Moon card, there was still a lot of things that weren't seen here. I feel there was confusion around your happiness or your stability, your foundation. That's why the Moon card. I think some things were not completely revealed to you. I think there was some shadiness going on, something that you did not expect, and it sort of questioned, because it's not a tower moment, but I think it kind of threw a wrench in the in the stability, in the foundation. It threw a wrench in the foundation here. Again, I feel it's a little more business related, and then maybe it was a friend that did this to you, but there was anxiety, there was insecurity, there was some kind of misunderstanding that went on here, some kind of illusion that gave way to some kind of emotional upheaval that has left you feeling a little drained for sure. It was just could, again, Cancer or Pisces that's coming through here with this card, but now you might have some insecurities that are holding you back here because, again, it's so closely related to you hanging on to money and being a little more miserly with the Four of Cups. You're not sure you want to go forward here. You've got some restraints, some restrictions. You've got a lot of anxiety. Nines are still about motion. There's still a lot of motion coming through here. You're still moving forward, but you've got the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords is somebody who's got ambition and drive. And, again, it's a message that's coming through as well that you've got anxiety, but I feel it's about, you went from a place of really hanging on tight to things, thinking there was going to be some kind of a loss, but then, you were able to, you forced yourself to get, it was probably about the middle of, I'd say the middle of August, you're going to come away from this period of anxiety, because your ambition is returning. You're getting your ambition back because the next cards are that you're getting some help. So again, you're working on the Ten of Pentacles. There is definitely something that's coming through here that's allowing you to feel like you've got a positive cycle coming through. It's a longer haul. With the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles, that means you're still working on it. This is still something in the beginning stages, but again, it'll be fruitful once it comes to fruition. It'll be a nice payout, but you're still in that you're still creating a strategy sort of phase here in the beginning, with the 7 of Pentacles. That's still kind of creating a strategy, but you're working on something because you've moved up to the energy of the 8 of Pentacles. So again, I feel it's that you've got help coming through here. With the Queen of Wands, this is really an inspiring, fiery energy here. This is definitely somebody who is in authority. Again, the Queen of Wands, it can be a person or it can be a situation. So if it is a person, it can represent you or somebody else, but the Queen of Wands represents a career-oriented person, somebody who's usually a business owner, somebody who's really focused, or it could be telling you to get focused. But it's something about financial success, maximizing on it, and just keep moving forward here with lots of, with energy. This person is somebody who has a lot of energy, but I didn't feel that you had a lot of energy moving ahead in this reading just for the month of August. I feel you're in a little bit of a healing stage still, but whoever this person is with the Queen of Wands, they're fiercely determined to get back what they had or want. Somebody who's bold and courageous. And again, the message is coming through with the Knight of Cups, that I feel you're getting, I really do feel it's this person you're getting help from. It could actually be the other person here, the Queen of Wands as well, but the King of Cups is somebody who is also in authority here. This is somebody who can be a father figure, who offers great guidance, somebody who's trustworthy, who's calm, supportive leader, somebody who is calm in a crisis and, really is in tune with others. This is somebody who's got control of their emotions, somebody who is quite kind and who's able to be creative as well. And I mean, on the far extreme of things, this could be somebody who's manipulative, but I don't feel that's really coming through for you. I feel this is somebody that is compassionate and kind to your circumstances. Again, like there's extremes for every card, so this person could be a drama king with outbursts as well of emotion. Again, this could be you too. But again, those are just two of the character types that are coming through in the reading. We also have you moving away from some difficulties here with the Eight of Cups. Definitely a transition, definitely transformation, metamorphosis. These all came out together as clarifiers. So I feel this is all in the past. I feel that you had a tower moment that was a little unexpected for sure. There was the death at the end of an old cycle. Could have even been an actual death. But, and this could be somebody that you've known for quite some time with the Six of Cups coming through. It was definitely a hard loss. Maybe there was some kind of a gain from this death or from this ending, but it was a hard win. And for sure, with the Ace of Wands, you're starting out on a new path here again. So the Ace of Wands is about those opportunities opening up. It's really about that ambition returning, that drive. It's all about that creativity, new beginnings, new ventures, original ideas. You are inspired and you've got the energy to move forward, although I don't feel the energy is happening until the end of August. I feel that you're still sort of spiritually healing, figuring out who you are and how things, even all happened to begin with, whatever that situation was that impacted you so strongly. And then, again, you're leaving behind that Four of Swords energy. So Four of Swords is really about, four is about trying to regain balance, but again, it's about needing rest. It's about pulling back, looking for that light at the end of the tunnel. It's about a constructive retreat. So again, communication might be starting here toward the end of August for you with other people, and maybe that's really when you're asking for that help, is again toward the end of August, because that's what I see here. But it's about you being in a contemplative phase here as well. But your current situation will improve, and your finances. So we're almost to the end here. We also have that Devil energy. And again, the Devil energy is for sure somebody who could have been this other person with the Seven of Swords, although it is clarified with the Six of Pentacles, which, to me suggests that you've got somebody who's a little bit extra greedy in helping themselves here. So, maybe on the financial front, maybe they wanted to be more at the forefront of something which was detrimental to your position. But somebody has taken advantage here is what's happened with the Devil energy. And again, we've got the World card. With the World card, it's the shift into, a new cycle. So again, the lesson's been learned. You're ready to move on into another phase in your life now where you've got the universe's help. You also have completion of that cycle. You've got success. You've learned some very deep lessons. You are now moving into a position where you are becoming more of that authoritative person. You're becoming a leader of some sort. People are looking at you differently. This is a really big cycle. And again, there was a pause before you sort of reach this big cycle, and this is at the end of August. So this is about you finally realizing that it's representing career goals coming near to completion. So maybe there is something here that you were trying to complete that somebody threw a wrench in that slowed down your success, but it is a card of karmic energy as well, but it is also a reward for hard work and a time for celebration. So it can represent travel as well, but again, I know that's not on the forefront for a lot of people right now. But either way, last cards out are the Three of Pentacles, meaning you are getting some assistance. And again, this is a Libra energy here with the Queen of Swords that's coming through here. Could also represent that you've got some clarity coming through here with the swords about what direction you're headed here now. And as I said, you just need to ask for the help. And I do feel you need to ask for this help. But this could, if it is in regards to a person that you're getting help from, which is a woman here, it doesn't have to be a woman, it can represent a man, it's just the energies of the person. This would be a very intuitive person. This would be a very entrepreneurial spirit. This would be somebody who has the knowledge to, move you past pain and hurt. So they could be just your wise counsel in helping you to emotionally get past whatever baggage you were dealing with. But this is really somebody who's self-sufficient. This is somebody somebody who can do things alone, but this is also about finding that financial success as well. So in terms of feelings, this is somebody who needs to be strong, even when they don't want to. But they don't know how to let their guard down and let other people in. So again, this is somebody who can tell it like it is. This could be you represented in this energy, although it can also be, as I said, a Libra Virgo energy, but their intuition is the secret weapon here. So it's being intuitively led, getting the assistance that you need, and it's going to lead you to a fulfilling place with the Ten of Cups. It is going to make you happy. You are going to feel centered. You are going to feel emotionally as though you have you've met some kind of peace in your journey here. So by the end of August, you are going to feel like you're on the right side of that track. This is where you feel like you've got a deep connection to yourself. You're going to feel safe. You've got this emotional fulfillment, positive energy around you. Your balance is restored. It can be even wish fulfillment. But I feel that your journey is a little longer than this, but you have reached some level of wish fulfillment here. So again, I feel you're getting cooperation from others. So hopefully that gave you a very detailed explanation as to what's happening for you, Scorpio, for the month of August and for 2020. And I look forward to the next reading, and hopefully I'll get that one out for September. I know I am not extremely consistent, but I'm doing my best. But if not every month, every other month or halfway through the month, but there will be something that comes out. So again, stay safe, be well, and until September.